Right. And I've had more than a few, and I've come back from all of them and better than I was, or just as good as I was before I had the surgery. So,
You're listening to the best experience with Nick Best.
Good. It looks like Nick's going to be standing in the garage. Hopefully, it's not too warm in Las Vegas tonight.
it's only 89 in the garage right now.
Only 89. You heard him.
It's not too bad.
No, it's not too bad at all. Like I said, this is the live stream. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for joining us. And for those who, for the future, if you join us on Patreon, join the best tier. And guess what? You know what I'm saying? You get to watch this live stream before everybody else does. And for those who are watching, in the comment section, just, type us something you want us to talk about. We can, answer a question if you guys have a question.
Yep.
But besides that, one of the things that we wanted to do is
read off the names.
Yeah, read off the names. Let me pull out the list here.
Yeah.
For the strongest tier, we have DX, Kate, Jen. I want to say it's Jen is GNEJENG. Yeah. Health, Jeremiah Temple, Strong, and she's been a member with us for quite a bit, and I don't know if it's spelled away, but it's WJ and then a space H. I don't know if that's it's a specific how to say it, or if that's, so I apologize, but thank you for being a member with us for as long as you have.
Mm-hmm.
And for the inner circle for Nick Best Patreon, we have Save, which some people use their emails, and that email name comes up as the name that we see. So thank you for joining, Robert and Eldick. Thank you guys for being parts of the Patreon. We appreciate it. And with that part being said, thank you guys. And Nick, how was your day today? You know what I'm saying? It's been a pretty crazy day today for a lot of us, for those who watch the news.
Yeah, it's been a pretty tragic day.
Yes.
Just for life and people in general. I mean, nobody deserves to be killed for their opinion.
Yeah.
On anything, that have committed no crimes, that have hurt no people, that just try to enlighten people and get them to use their brain and critical thinking skills instead of what they've been programmed. Which I encourage everybody to use their First Amendment rights and their, if you have them, if you're in a country that has them, and to use your own critical thinking skills. You should always listen to what media has to say to a certain degree, but you should also do your own research and back it all up. And he was simply trying to have discussions with people that would disagree with him. The people didn't, he wanted to get into good discussions so that stuff like this wouldn't happen. And, if people came on and he would ask questions and back his stuff up with facts, and they would back their things up with what they thought, or even some facts in some cases. There are a few people that got the Charlie, and that's fine. And if they just came to a point where they disagreed, he was like, okay, well, we just agree to disagree. And that was the end of it. That was it. That was all. That's all there was. He just would agree to disagree with them, and they would both go on with their lives. And someone today thought that because he wanted people to think for themselves and look at things from all angles and not just one, from all lenses and not just one. And he was a devout Christian, and that's fine. He also, you know, he wanted people to be free as long and have their own freedom to do what they wanted as long as they didn't impose on the rights of other people. You know, you have the right to basically do whatever you want in this country as long as it's not infecting someone else's rights, whether it's their right to privacy, like in a girl's locker room, stuff like that. As long as it didn't affect their rights, then he didn't really care, you know, but just don't use your freedom to take away or impose your will on someone else's rights. That's it.
Yeah, and that's exactly
You
what happened today. You know
know,
what I'm saying?
yeah,
Someone, like I said, freedom of speech is something that we hold very high here
yes,
in the and
yes.
and like I said,
If
it's
you don't have that, you don't have anything.
yeah, you know what I'm
If you
saying, and
can, if you can never speak out against the government, you're not going to have a government that's going to respond to the people very well. That's for sure. And you know, they try to do things for misinformation. No, it's not misinformation. It's your freedom of speech. And if you choose to believe something other than what the government that's supposed to work for you believes, well, you know what? Too bad for the government.
yeah,
That's your First Amendment rights. They're not supposed to be able to do anything. And for him to be killed over that is pretty sad. We don't know a lot of information about it yet, but it was just awful. And the video that was out that was going on, and just it was horrific. And I'd like to give my condolences to his wife and his family and his kids, who's two young kids that just will never really. I mean, there'll be plenty of stuff out there so they can see who their dad really was, but they still won't get raised by him, and that's not right. And then coming off the back of the Ukrainian girl getting stabbed on the bus, and everybody's sitting there literally doing nothing. We have, our society has destroyed what men are so much that they all sat on a bus and literally did nothing. That's horrible. You don't The guy wasn't like a big massive guy. He wasn't I mean, literally could have just grabbed his arm that had the knife in it, held on to him, and other people would have came. They could have easily overpowered that guy. There was what, three or four men sitting there. Well, it
yep,
turns out there were no men sitting there. And if you're offended, I just said you weren't a man and you were sitting there, you should be offended. You're supposed to protect people and protect those who can't protect themselves and protect women. And it's coming off the back of those things, and these judges that just let criminals just keep getting out and keep doing harm to people. It's just unacceptable all the way around. Um, yeah, and
no,
it's a sad day. I feel sorry for her. She was trying to escape what was going on in the Ukraine,
yeah,
escape
exactly,
a violent life of a war and just bad things. And it's sad.
it is sad.
So
You know
my
what I'm
heart's
saying?
my heart's a little heavy for those things today. Um, yeah, I
Yeah,
encourage everybody, if you live in a country where you have the freedom of speech, to use it. And always, whether you live anywhere or not, always think for yourself. Always investigate things yourself. It's not real hard to figure out, um, if something like the blue masks stop particles down to 3 microns.
yeah,
Okay. A virus is between zero point 0.1 and zero point 0.4 microns. You don't need a doctor, a scientist, or anything else to know that it's going to go right through.
yeah,
If it's zero point 0.1, it's a 1 to 4 inch ball going through a 30-inch hole.
Exactly.
The N95 is a 3-inch hole and a 1-inch ball. Still goes right through. So that's the thing. And no, a double mask doesn't work. It's so it's just being able to think for yourself and do your own research. If they tell you should do some things, look at it. Go look it up. Look at the manufacturing things on it and see how they function the best. And under what's the smallest particle it can stop down to? Just stuff like that. Look into things yourself and stand up for yourself. And my heart goes out to all the families involved with the senseless, needless violence.
It's a heartfelt thing out there. Like I said, it's crazy. And like I said, I know we just wanted to touch on it because, like I said, we this is something that shouldn't happen. Especially, like I said, this is a college. This is a gun-free zone. There's these things that these people set up that fail. You know what I'm saying? There's things that happen and they think they're doing right, but unfortunately, guess what?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Criminals don't follow the law. And that's what always seems to fall on deaf ears. You know what I'm saying? They're like, well, we have these rules for a reason, and yet, you know what I'm saying? The people that go to jail.
Look at society and wonder why we create safe zones when the safe zones are not safe. How many times do we have to see that schools and colleges that have gun-free zones that are supposed to be safe zones, they're not safe? They're actually the literal opposite of safe. And start realizing that this is the wrong idea. These schools should have a 4-man tactical unit at every school.
Yeah.
SWAT level or operator level at each school.
Yeah.
And people show up to do bad things, will come to an immediate halt. You don't see people going into courthouses very often doing these things.
Yep.
You don't see people going into Congress and doing these things.
Yep.
Why? Because they're protected with really, really highly trained people with guns.
Exactly.
Our kids need that. Our kids are more valuable than the politicians, hands down, without a question. The politicians are in somebody's pocket, right or left, to a certain degree. But our children aren't.
Yep.
They deserve to be protected better than the politicians.
Exactly.
And there wouldn't be another school shooting ever.
No, there wouldn't. You know what I'm saying? Because guess what? A lot of these, even mass shooters and all these people, they're scared people. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't take much to deter them.
Correct.
And, it's just, like they always talk about like, oh, this person had this assault rifle. It's like, it's not an assault rifle. And then also too, they don't know what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? They have no understanding or tactical, because like I said, it's just, things would be worse if they had training, but they don't have training. They're just, something's wrong. And
I would like to see every school and every safe zone actually be a safe zone and an unsafe zone for people that need to do bad things.
Exactly.
And that's about it for the political stuff.
Yes. We'll drop it there. Let's go into some Rogue Invitational. We got another update. Mm-hmm. So people that on the last update, I'm going to go through the list. We had Evan Singleton, Tom Evans, Lucas Hatton, Austin Andrade, and Patty Hayes. You know what I'm saying? So those were the people that we knew were coming in, and that's a hot list right there. Right off top, we have people that were basically all three of the top three strongest man on earth finalists are in the Rogue Invitational. Austin Andrade came in fourth, so it's like, guess what? You got
Trey's
top
right there too.
Trey's there too. That's what I'm saying. We got top of the list, but coming in hot, we got Mitchell Hooper joining in. Yeah. Hawthorne, who just broke, and we're going to talk about it later, but he just hit that 5'10".
Yep, broke the world record. Yeah. Pretty easy too.
We like I said, I want to get in that after this. But Tom Stoltman is in. I don't know how he's going to be because I don't know the extent of the damage that he had in his arm from Strongest Man on Earth. So I'm definitely looking forward to just seeing what kind of shape he's coming in. And then Big Thicket Trey Mitchell, good friend of ours. You know what I'm saying? He's going to be in there. And then we got World's Strongest Man, Rhino Neal, coming in. I wasn't expecting Rhino to come in. I wasn't too sure because, like I said, I know he declined the offer for Strongest Man on Earth, and I don't remember what his reasons were. But him coming into the Rogue, I'm definitely like him at World's Strongest Man. I wasn't expecting his output. I wasn't expecting for him to perform as well as he did. And even with a lot of the events that he was doing, he was solid all the way around. So And what's the league he comes out of Australia, Africa?
Strongman Champions League.
Strongman,
yeah. He was the champion last year. So
yeah,
he's going to be a good kid. He's still really young. He's still pretty inexperienced. He's been getting a lot of invites. He's turned a few down, but he's still been competing a lot. So we'll see how it goes with this one. The kids are eventually going to figure out that when you hit something like and hit a big win like World's Strongest Man, a lot of the smaller shows, even though you want to go help the people that got you there, maybe go make an appearance at the shows instead of competing in the shows.
Yes.
Maybe do a training lift or something like that there.
Yeah.
And start working on weaknesses and get your body to heal so that you're there, you're promoting, you're doing stuff for the guys that helped you get there, stuff like that from ourselves and Oka and those guys. But you're not beating yourself up or performing bad and making people wonder, what was going on.
Yeah.
But getting ready for the next big shows. He should immediately started getting ready for either the Strongest Man on Earth or the Rogue.
Yeah.
Even more, both.
Yeah.
And he's done a few shows between here and there. So we'll see what happens at the Rogue.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good contest. It's going to be challenging. So, and the guys there, they're good. He came into Worlds and performed. Now he needs to go to the Rogue and perform. So it's, see how he prepares for it.
Exactly. And like I said, we got a heavy duty list here. Every one of these guys is tip of the spear strongman. There's not a person in here that can't take it.
Couldn't possibly win it. I mean, Thor, my air conditioning just went off in the garage. So if you hear a little humming noise, sorry.
I'll take it out in post.
But yeah, I think Thor being in is gonna, and Mitchell Hooper being back in, and Evan coming in. We'll see how Evan does. He's still got a good amount of time, but that call and then reattempt at the 880 where he kind of messed up his hamstring a little bit.
Yeah,
probably smart for him to, sit the rest of that out, not get hurt any possibly worse than he is.
Absolutely.
Come in and then get after the Rogue. I mean, it's the big show. So
and that's the truth. You know what I'm saying? Strongman Deadlift Championship. Guess what? Great. Yeah. I love it. But the Rogue's coming up.
You got to realize you're not going to beat Thor at the deadlift. The only person I think who's got a chance is going to be right now probably Hooper if he's completely healthy, and maybe Andrade or Trey.
Yeah,
both of those guys can pull pretty darn good on the bar. So
exactly,
it's 1,036 and 1,036. And Trey's pulling without a suit, so he gets used to a suit. It could be pretty spicy.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? He's done it this long. He's pulled he's pulled 1,000 without even using the suit. And so now it's like, So now it's like, okay, cool. Let me put on the suit and really see what I can fucking do.
Right. So it's going to be, the Rogue's going to be a good show.
And there will be a live stream. So it will be live stream for those who want to watch it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, Rogue, we're still throwing out that fishing line for you to come snag us up.
So what else you got going? What else with them? What else was there? Because I after Thor.
No, that was it. They put out the list, and I think it was today or yesterday. And I was like, all right, that's good to hear. And then I wanted to talk about that 5'10". 510 kilos. And look,
the one that looked like he had 525.
yeah, exactly. You know, right off top, Thor is down in weight. He's not as heavy as he was. His form is completely different than what it used to be. And you know what I'm saying? Like, he's pulling in a different way. I don't know if it's because he's not, I'm not saying he's lost size. I'm not saying but he's got a little slimmer of a physique than usual from what I always remember. And I don't know if that he's just being able to dig into it better, or what do you think?
I think he's digging into it really better. And then I think, I don't know how much down he is in weight, if at all. I think it's just better weight that's on him. He's matured a lot more from previous years, because I remember his form doesn't look that far off of what he did here in my garage years ago.
Yeah.
So it looks very, very similar. The only difference is I think when he did the 505, there was a problem with the floor and he couldn't roll the bar in.
Yeah, I remember hearing that.
And at this one, he was able to roll the bar in, and boy, did it make a difference. So he popped that right up. So I think that was probably the biggest difference between the last one at 505 and this one at 510. He just hit it right in the groove, right from the get-go off the floor. It just came off so strong and just carried it up. It like I said, that one he hit just on the head. It made it look like he had another 10, 15 kilos in there.
Yeah.
So,
it looked like he could pull it for reps. That's how smooth it looked.
right. But it's 1,124 pounds.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
freaking heavy. So, I mean, it's pretty amazing he was able to do that just like 4 weeks later. So
exactly. You know,
very impressive.
And one of the things too is like, you know, with world records and with pulling like that, you know, I've heard you say it numerous times. There's a strategy to breaking records. You know what I'm saying? You know, and you know, it just give a little bit of that insight. Like, if you were Thor, you pulled that, what would be like? Let's say, how long and when do you break it again?
Well, the thing is, though, is I think he got 100 grand for pulling that.
Yes, he did.
Right off the bat. So
right off the bat,
you don't want to break it by much.
Yes.
And then just keep. All right. Every time somebody offers an amount to break it, break it. The next number should be 515 or even 512, for that matter. 512. But Sojourner did that time and time again. He would come in and just pop the record up just a little bit. And it looked like he'd hit it easy. Looked like he's got, 5, 10 more kilos in him. Bink. He'd just chip it every single time. That's why he broke the world record in the log probably over 30, 40 times. And it's a smart way to do it until you feel like you're at the end of what your body's capable of. When you feel like this might be the last time you get to go, you throw it on and you go. You go for whatever you got left in you to set it up there so high that it's going to be a good long time before people will get to it. So unless Thor's planning on being done and not competing anymore, he should just keep knocking it away, keep chipping it away. The best thing that could happen to Thor now is Mitchell come up and pull like a 512 or a 515 when Thor's not there.
Yeah.
And then they just keep doing this back and forth.
That's it.
While. That would be huge and probably help the sport quite a bit. But
big time.
Anybody who come up there and go, out of nowhere and just pull 525, that's going to be an amazing lift. I want to see that happen. But are they going to get to that again? So it's because every time he goes and does that, you got so many in you.
Exactly.
So, you wait until you're like, okay, it's getting harder now. It's getting this, getting that. I think I can get this out of my body. I'm going to lay it on the line because I don't think I'm going to get back up here anytime soon again. And then you just drop the bomb.
There we go. So that's a healthy strategy. Like I said, I've heard you, lay that out for a lot of people before.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just,
It's like, no, don't break your record by 50 pounds right now.
Yeah.
break the record again, keep the world record, and then break it again the next time, and then break it again the next time, and then break it again the next time.
That's it.
So
When
I
Eddie
know
broke the
Bryant wanted
record,
to do that with Stone,
yeah,
I think, at one time, and they just stopped doing it. But
yeah. Well, what I was going to ask is, when Eddie broke the record, what was the old record before he broke it? Because I know when he hit that magical number, that was the fucking. No one thought that could happen.
yeah, I want to say it was either 1,036 or 1,040 something in that range. Um, in that range, because
Yeah.
he'd pulled over 1,000 couple times already at that point, and then he just walloped the record that was there. Nobody thought that was going to be possible, and he did it. Um, the interesting thing is what Jerry would have had on that day if he didn't have to sit there and cool off for a half hour before he tried it.
Oh
Because
yeah.
Jerry Pritchett tried it that day too, and Pritchett pulled the 1,036 pretty easy as well.
Yeah.
But that's not how it turned out. Just kind of one of those what if things. But I mean, it'd been kind of neat to see.
Big time. Big
But
time.
you hit 1,100 pounds, should have celebrated quite a bit, and
Exactly.
rightfully so.
Exactly.
So, yeah,
Big time. Big time.
yeah.
With that being covered, let's actually go into movies. We've been Nick was just discussing with me what he just seen over the weekend, and luckily for me, I actually seen it too.
Yeah, the new Jurassic Park movie with Scarlett Johansson.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, it's
I like her in the movies.
yeah. Well, like just about everybody likes their movies. For their own different reasons, of course. She's a fine actress.
Yeah.
So she does very well. She plays the roles that she's in very well. Um, it was a decent movie. I mean, there's so many Jurassic Park movies now. It's like, okay, how can you redo this again?
Exactly.
And they actually kind of figured out a way. So if you want something that's safe, you know, kind of what the Jurassic Park mode is, model is, area is, that whole very similar, familiar type of movie set. It's just got a little bit of a new twist on it. It's kind of like a comfort thing. You're gonna watch it, you kind of know what you're getting. Just a couple new angles on it, like, oh, by the way, and this is gonna be a plot record. I'm not gonna tell you how it ends, but this will give you a little bit of the plot. The reason why they're going back to the islands, the dinosaurs are starting to die off all everywhere except for the hot zones. So the dinosaurs are around the equator mostly, and they're dying at other places around the world because they can't handle the temperature difference. And they think they discover that these three big, huge dinosaurs, like three massive dinosaurs, one from the air, one from the ocean, and one on land. If they can get their blood, they might be able to derive a cure from cancer and save all these people in the world. You know, big companies paying for them to go there. It is illegal for people to go there, so they're facing prosecution and being hunted down for it. They face that, and they go to the island to try to get the blood from the three dinosaurs, which is a different kind of reflection on it. And you get to see a little bit of the laboratories and stuff on the original thing where they were doing all the laboratory work on the dinosaurs, the genetic mutations. And so you see a couple of genetically mutated dinosaurs and stuff like that were very different from what you saw in the movies, even though the last one had the gigantic, killer raptor
T-Rex thing.
T-Rex thing.
Dominus Rex, you know what I'm saying?
Dominus,
it was
Rex.
that was their
more
military
raptors.
version.
Correct. So this one, you just see some flat out different mutations, but it was a good whole, it was a good, oh, my air conditioning shut off. It was a good, kind of like, you knew what you were getting into. It was entertaining. It wasn't boring. Wasn't earth shattering or ground shaking or anything like that, but it was a good, soft, easy way to spend a couple hours watching a movie if you want to sit and just watch a movie. It wasn't great, wasn't bad. It was just a good way to spend a couple hours watching something that you knew that was going to be safe to watch. Or you kind of got the plot and what was going to happen. Dinosaurs chase people, dinosaurs eat some people, people get away and win type of thing. So yeah, that's kind of my review on it.
All right, let's give it a score 1 out of 5 there.
3.5.
Three and a half. Hey, you know what? I seen it, and I definitely agree with that score because it was great. I knew it was a comfort watch, just like you said,
Yeah.
because I knew what I was getting into,
Mhm.
and I just wanted the dinosaurs because every time you watch a Jurassic Park from the first one to the last one, they are done right. You know, the first ones don't hold up as well, but guess what? Back then, how futuristic was that? You know?
Back when they first started them, yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. So, and for those who have never read a Jurassic Park book, because it is a
Yes.
book, there's multiple books. If you read
Yes.
those books, horror the entire time. So, you know what I'm saying? If you ever get a chance and you know, like
Yeah,
let's do a
the
throwback
books
book.
aren't as nice as the movies, by the way,
Exactly.
guys.
Exactly.
The people do not fare as well in the books.
Yes. Exactly. So that's pretty crazy. I actually just you know, I love action movies and I always go through old action movies. I just watched Triple Threat. I've been on a Michael Jai White binge lately. So I think I've watched about 4 Michael Jai White movies in a row. And you know, it's just I always like to recommend those. But also too, I like to watch B action movies, you know what I'm saying? Because they're not perfect, but they're full of action and sometimes you can tell what things are about to happen.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I just watched Ultimatum again.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah,
I don't
that's a good
know.
one. I
I
like
was
that
just
one.
like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
I had a little bit. I was sitting and eating, just popped it on for about half an hour. It was just like, oh yeah, I remember this was a good movie. So
Yeah.
yeah, that was pretty cool.
You know, list a movie or a TV show because you know you don't watch much TV, but you do watch the
Mhm.
movies.
Mhm.
Something that you will just if you see it or come across it, you will watch it.
Oh, like, well, Dune.
There we go.
If I see Dune, either the new versions or the old version, I will watch it. I just like it. Um, those I'll definitely watch, and then like Yellowstone or Landman.
Yeah, those are
If I
good.
see those, I'll watch those. Those are pretty good.
Yeah, those are pretty
So,
good. You know,
mhm.
I can't remember which way it went. I think it was Star Wars ripped off Dune and because they read the book was read and then Star Wars was written. You can't hold me to it, but I believe that's what I've heard.
Yeah, I don't know. The stories aren't real similar, but
No, well, you know the concepts are similar, just not you know not
well,
verbatim.
yeah. I mean, Battlestar Galactica just got accused of ripping off Star Wars as well.
Yeah,
So
exactly. You know,
yeah, that as well. So
everybody's
especially,
inspired by somebody.
yeah, especially a lot of the way their filming techniques were, and a lot of the filming techniques, and then just some of the ways that they move the cameras and stuff like that. So
Oh yeah,
yeah,
oh yeah.
but
Well, Nick, let me get into some training.
okay.
What's your week looking like this week? Because you know it's only Wednesday, and you train on a completely different schedule now. So it's like,
Well,
give us a
I'm
little
gonna
update.
have this finished being put together.
There you go.
So that is a bare steel leg extension and leg curl machine.
Thank you, Bear
So
Steel.
yeah, yeah, it's very, very heavy duty. I needed a 36 and a 34 millimeter sockets to put the bolts in. So
Exactly. That's such a big bolt, and it's like for those who you know, I'm very into mechanicking and
yeah.
working on cars,
Mm,
and I said mechanicking, so you know I'm just know I'm having fun with that.
mm.
But that bolt itself, that specific size, is for to hold on your wheel. So almost every car in the United States, that's the size of the nut that holds your wheels in the front of your car on.
Yeah. So yeah, they're pretty good sized bolts, so it's not going anywhere, and it's in a really small footprint. It's designed for home gyms,
Nice.
so it's less than a 3 foot by 3 foot square area that it sits in, and so it doesn't take up a lot of space. But you can, like I said, you can do seated leg extensions and seated leg curls on it. Stack goes up to like 286 pounds, so it's pretty heavy. You got great ranges of motion on it, and I'm looking forward to finishing off putting it together when we get done with this, to do some training on it. So tomorrow morning, when I wake up, I'll train legs and get that stuff going. I'll add the seated leg curls and the leg extensions into my training. Um, tomorrow I'm probably going to do some Hatfield squats again. Actually, no, I'll probably do Zercher squats this week, and then go into some drags and stiff-legged deadlifts with the bar this week instead of dumbbells. Go up a little heavier, go up to like 450, 500 pounds on the stiff-legged deadlifts. Do some leg press, and then finish off the leg extensions and leg curls.
Okay,
So
that
that's
sounds good.
probably what I'll be doing tomorrow.
Yeah, that sounds good. You know what I'm saying? Everything, like I said, it's getting the training and all,
Yeah.
give us a little peek into the mindset, because when you train, you train methodically, you train
Yeah.
with an understanding of what you're going in. What are like even when you're hitting describe what you're trying to feel when you're trying to hit the muscle you're trying to hit.
Well, I want to stimulate and work the muscle to, pretty close to its failure point and not over. Once it's done, it's done. It's Lee Haney was known for saying something called "stimulate, don't annihilate," and it's very true. Mix that with the heavy duty, and then mix that with the heavy duty and the stuff that Dorian did, and mix that with the West Side stuff and their training philosophy, and then the stuff I learned from Bull Stewart and Ed Cohen, all kind of thrown in there, and I figured out my own way to incorporate that into strongman events. Um, I am looking. I talked to a doctor in the next couple days about my hip. We'll see how that goes. Hopefully that turns out well, and then I can get my hip fixed and taken care of. I can get on to recovery, and then back to lifting the way I want to lift. Get back to deep squats, pulling heavy from the floor, and everything else. So, it's just looking forward to that. But feel pretty good. My body weight's holding about 295, 300 pounds pretty consistently. I don't have to overeat, don't have to do anything crazy. I'm still feeling pretty darn strong. Um, just need to be smart about it, see what the doc says, and then go from there. I want to come back and squat over 800 next year, and then come back and do masters. I was going to do masters this year, but trying to train to get down to do the deadlift medley, because there's like 5 bars I got to get down to really fast. My hips just not having it. I just cannot get down and grab the bar quickly. I can get down and grab the bar and get set and pull, and I can pull great,
Yeah,
but I can't run up and grab it, can't run up and grab it, can't run up and grab it. It just won't do that anymore. So it takes me too long to get down and get into set, and then I can't really put my foot on the brake and stuff like that as I'm driving for like 4 days because it's excruciating. And I'm going to get it fixed and then go back to it. Travis has been very successful with his, and so is Jerry Pritchett and Ed Cohen. So I have some very good role models and examples. I've seen what they do uh, post-op and how they recover from them, and as well as Gary as with
yeah,
Gary Biceps as well.
that's it.
Um, and so now it's going to be one of those things. Well, I'll get it fixed and go right back to normal.
Exactly. And the one thing talking to every one of those people that
They
you
wish they
just
would have did it
mentioned.
sooner.
Exactly. And that understand
Yes.
that's the biggest thing that's been,
Yeah.
beaten on you. Like I'm doing it. I'm not putting it off. You know
Yeah.
what I'm
Because I,
saying?
I was going to try to put it off till next May, and I'm just like, why? Why?
Yeah.
I'm trying to lift my foot and put it on this. I'm like, all right, I already know I'm tough enough. I already
Yeah.
can do all these things. Why am I beating my head into the wall? All right,
Exactly.
I'm going to get it fixed and then get right back to doing what I can do. Because
Exactly.
the new ones these days, they're the new surgeries and the way they operate it and replace it and fix everything up in there, you're
Yeah.
right back to normal.
And they're
So
holding. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Travis is pulling heavy. Uh, Jerry's pulling heavy, and Gary's
yeah,
pulling heavy. You know what I'm
right.
saying? I'm like, they're all squatting. They're all, it's like, okay, it's there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So that's kind of the decision I made with that. And I'm moving forwards with it.
And that's it. You
So
know what I'm saying? So would like I said, we talk about it now, but we always say we're going to document it, show it, so
yeah,
like everyone knows, everything that's going on while that's happening. You know what I'm saying? Because
yeah,
as we talk about it, understand it's still surgery. Surgery is always dangerous. Surgery, is surgery. But the thing
yeah.
is it's going to go smooth, and we're going to make sure that you guys can see it all.
Right. And I've had more than a few,
Exactly.
and I've come back from all of them and better than I was, or just as good as I was before I had the surgery. So it's just one of those things. It's if you're going to push the limits to a elite world level, you're going to have issues,
Yes.
and then you fix them, and then you
Yep.
get right back on the horse and you keep going again, and you have fun. And there's going to come a day when I'm not going to want to push the heavy stuff anymore, the heavy weights and going crazy, but it ain't today, and it's not
Exactly.
tomorrow. It's a long way off. So I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. I love doing it. I live for the training process and going through all that stuff. So I'm not going to stop anytime soon. So just get through this and then get on to the next thing. I
Oh
am
yeah.
pretty excited because Travis is coming to town because Nationals is here also this weekend. So he's got a couple guys he's coaching. He's going to stay here at my place. So I'll get to catch some training with Travis.
Yep.
And I just heard, Lucas is in town and wants a place to train. I was like, well, just come over here. So he's going to come over here a little bit.
There you
He'll do a
go.
couple training sessions in here. So I'm pretty excited to see Lucas Hatton. So that's going to be a lot of fun. And, it's just neat when friends call you, hey, man, where's a good place to train? I'm like, I got all the equipment in my house. Why don't you just come here?
Exactly. You know what I'm
So
saying?
it's
That's the
pretty
one
cool.
thing. That's the one
Yeah.
thing. When you got the equipment, you can get it done.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. So, but
Oh yeah. Well, like I
yeah.
said, with everything going on and everything we're talking about, things are going in a great direction, and that's what we like. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
yeah.
We're constantly pushing forward, taking
Mhm.
the negatives, turning them into positives, and guess what? That's what's happening. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I'm always happy to hear when because like I said, me and Nick talk on a regular basis
Yeah.
and just chit chat about everyday life, and that's what I like.
Yeah.
Because
Well, you know what? Life's going to throw things that are rough at you all the time. I mean, all the time.
yeah,
There's very rarely you're going to wake up when everything's working perfect on the
yep,
face of the planet. But all you can do is make your life the best you can and just be the best you. And that's why I say that. Train hard, train smart, and be the best you that you can be. And that's all we can ever do. And that's what I try to do. And am I perfect? Nope. I'm not even close. But I do the best I can to be the best person I can. And some days better than others. But you know what? Most of the time, I try to be the best me that I can be. That's it. That's all I can
that's
do.
it. That's
It's
it.
all
Those
you
are
can do. It's all
that.
anybody can
Yeah, that's it. You know what I'm saying? It's words to live by, and that's one of those things. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people want to know your philosophy on life. A lot of people want to
do.
know your philosophy in training.
Yeah.
A lot of
Yeah.
people want to know like how do you stay as positive as you do, and that's one of those things because
It's
like
a
I said,
choice,
yeah,
but it's a choice. You choose where your head goes. Nobody else. There's only one person that can get in your head. That's you. And you have to let somebody do that to you. You have to let somebody, you know, get put you through a bad day. You have to let somebody give you a bad attitude. You have to let somebody make you feel down. You have to get that in and let yourself feel that way. Am I saying go through life without any emotion? No, not whatsoever. No, you need experiencing emotions a good thing. But what I am saying is when people get you down, staying down, that's up to you. And at the end of the day, the person in the mirror that you look at every morning is the one responsible for everything that happens to you. And if you go out with a bad attitude and thinking about things, yeah, you're going to get exactly what you're going after. You're going to get a lot of bad things happening to you. If you go out with a good attitude, a lot of good things, a lot more good things are going to happen to you when you go out with a good attitude than otherwise. Are there going to be people that no matter what you do, you're just not going to make them happy? Hmm. But you know what? You just move on. Just get away from them and move on in your own direction,
that's it. That's
and be
it.
happy and do the things in life that help you move forwards, that make you a better you. That's it. It's simple.
That is
And
it.
as long as we're always trying to be a better us, at the end of the day, it's all you can do. That's
Exactly.
all you can do.
Oh, I had one question for you, Nick, and this will probably be the last what we end on.
Okay.
For those who know, Nick's got a huge truck, and I know he was working on some modifications. I didn't know if he got them done or not because he didn't send me no pictures.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Uh, Yeah, so I put taillights on the car, makes a big difference, and then I put new headlights on the car because the 2000 headlights are like milked out, and so's the yellow turn signals, and you can't see anything. It looks pretty bad. So yeah, LJ helped me yesterday, and we got those done. And then I had kind of messed up the bumper because I got a big winch and stuff on the front of it, and realized no matter what you do, some things you can't do by yourself completely.
Yes.
The winch and the bumper and the stuff that it's attached to is a little too heavy to line up all by yourself. Because we got the lights replaced, all the things done. We realigned the bumper. I walk up, I pick up the bumper and pull it right into position. Out goes the screw that I put in backwards because I couldn't get it in. In comes the new, puts the other one back in, puts that one back in. Everything, washers on, stints put into place.
Yeah.
Zip, and done in like a minute and a half. All it took was to lift the thing up completely with two hands.
Yes.
Not one hand and trying to do the wrench on the side.
Exactly.
I needed two hands. So, but it was cool. We got it up and got it on there. So LJ did a great job helping me. I really appreciate that.
Nice.
And now I got some new looking headlights on the truck, and it looks better.
That's good.
The thing's driving great. I love the thing, so it's a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, when when your truck got stolen in Sacramento, I got to help you buy the first one. You got, and then you got to buy the second one. So I was like, all right, you know what I'm saying, a little bit of teamwork here.
It was. Well, I watched what you went through. You're much better. I'm good at lifting stuff. I'm not a great mechanic, though. It's always good to dabble into other things and learn other things and do new experiences. And you can do yourself. But I learned a lot from Ben on how to look at a truck, and this one came back, and I think I did all right with this one. So
That you did.
pretty happy with it.
Exactly. Well, Nick, thank you for updating us with everything, and like I said, we've covered quite a bit today.
Mm-hmm.
One more time, R.I.P. to Charlie Kirk,
and
but his family is yes.
Thoughts, prayers, everything for them, and on their loss.
Exactly.
So I don't think anybody from any political party or from anything deserves that.
Ever.
Especially people that haven't hurt anyone.
Exactly. And I never want to see anybody die in any kind of way. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those things. And, like I said, it's heartfelt because, like I said, this is emotional. This is fresh. Yeah. This is from today. So, it's pretty crazy. But
and we'll try to keep politics out of it for the most part.
We try.
One of those things today, so my apologies if you didn't like it, but I'm really sorry. But you don't want to see anyone suffer.
Yeah, we don't want to see any kind of tragedy.
I don't want to see Rosie O'Donnell suffer. I don't want to see, the people from The View or anybody else. I don't want to see, even though I don't agree with them, I don't want to see any harm become to them.
Yeah.
So I don't want to see any harm become to anyone.
Exactly.
So, yeah. But anyway.
But go ahead and take us out of here, Nick.
And with that being said, I hope you guys have a great week. I hope you come out with everything with a positive mental attitude. And as always, train hard, train smart, and be the best you can be. And just know we love you all. And thank you for just everything. I really do. Without you, we have nothing. So thank you. I hope you guys have a great day. I hope things get better today, and enjoy. Have a good evening. Thank you.